Going live in 3, 2, 1. And we should be live, baby.
Awesome.
See, is our server running? MySQL's running. What about here? Let's get this going. Timed out because overnight there was no action. Nothing happening. Okay. What about Cyber Baron? Cyber Baron up. Cyber Baron's looking good. All right. Cool. Who's in the chat? DVD's here. Oh my God, DVD, what's up? How you doing, DVD? Sir Legna's here. Does this make this entire week dev streams? Monday was the first impressions. And Sir Legna says, oh yeah, there was a Monday. I wasn't at work, so I considered that weekend. I guess it was your weekend, your 3-day weekend, or however many days. What's up, C-Strife91? How you doing? Black Ruby Ravens here. Lakes Lake, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, hey, while we wait for some people to come in here, I'm gonna play some stuff. I'm gonna play a thing. Let me do a little ditty.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Here we go.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord, and follow us on Twitter. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord, and follow us on Twitter. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord, and follow us on Twitter. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord, and follow us on. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord, and follow us on Twitter.
All right, there we go. Hey, all right. Cool, let's play some RPG Maker MZ music. Today, we're going to be working on RPG Maker MZ, the MZMMO project. We did very, very good work last night. Yanfly was kind enough to make a suggestion on the Vigistella forum, or not the forum, the Discord. And hello, welcome. What good? Let me get this coffee. Holy shit.
You got
Shout out to Yanfly. He gave me a good suggestion. I have been putting data. I've been grabbing little tiny pieces of data. Look at this database, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna just store the party's gold, and then their HP, and their MP, and their luck, and their sub jobs, and then blah blah blah. Oh yeah, let's store variables one at a time, like a smart, insane person. And even though I'm gonna leave these so that I have last minute overriding control. I don't need to do all that. It's just unnecessary. Luckily, SQLize allows for JSON data formats in each one of these cells. So I've taken the game actor's entire object, all the switches at once, all the variables at once, all the self switches, all the game systems, all the game screens, all the game timer, the game party, and the game player, and I've stored them into their own JSON object, that was on the save. So now when you load a game, it's really cool. I don't have to worry about hunting down each piece of data. As long as the data is normally stored in one of those 9 major objects, it'll load your game perfectly. So you can play on one computer, log into your account, and start leveling up, and then as long as it saves when you log out, which I'll make sure that it does, you log out and your game is saved. You can log in at your computer at work and continue your game where you left off at home. If you play don't play games at work, but if you can, there's games that let you do that. What's up, Skepsis D? How you doing? Black Ruby Ravens here. $5 super chat from Waffles. What's up, Big Daddy Waffles?
Hey, Waffles.
How you doing? Yo, oh my freaking G. Another one. Another one. DJ Khaled. Another one. Another one.
It'll grow on you, Waffles. Just keep going.
Keep typing. Another one. you're gonna get some code. You just open up VS Code and you start looking at JS files, and you're like, I have no idea what's going on here. But then you go to like Free Code Camp and Codecademy and all kinds of other places, and then you just follow through, and then pretty soon you're like, oh, I understand this little piece here, but I don't know what the rest is. And you just day after day after day after day after day, and then over the course of a couple years, you'll be like, oh, I see what's going on here. And then you'll be like, I still don't know what's going on here. But you know what? If you keep going, eventually you know what's going on here. No more worrying about not having bools into ints or big ints into small ints and random ints. Yeah, we're not going to need all that. But here's the thing about it. I'm not like I don't feel it's as wasted time the way we did it before. Because this will pinpointing this data, you know, it gives me a at a glance look at certain things. It helps me identify different rows, and it also lets me, I don't know, I guess put together systems quicker and easier because I have specific bits of data for that. So like I can make a leaderboard who has the most attack power, who has the most defense, who's the tankiest, who's got the most HP, who's got the most magic attack power, who's got the highest enchanting skill, who's the best miner, who's the best crafter for armor. Like I can present specific, you know, special windows in the game and show them off with these bits of data. Sure, I could do it with the big chunks too, but it's easier at a glance, and I don't know. Hey, it's my justification. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. How's everybody doing today? I'm still trying to like catch up. We stayed up till 3:30 last night making this work. And T also had a really good breakthrough with her project. I'm going to try my best not to just spill the beans on her projects.
It's okay. The beans have already been spilled.
Because she didn't have much to say. She's quiet, and she's like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing in case it fails. I'm like, well, listen.
It looks like it might succeed now, so I'm a little more okay.
As we look at this type error on your screen.
Yeah, that's all right. At least I know what's happening now. See, one thing I didn't realize is that one of the major functions inside the move route that makes like the game wait and listen was returning undefined. So I had to figure out a way to make it return defined on an object that it doesn't normally actually use, which is the follower object instead of the player object. And once I figured that out and got it to return true, it just runs so smooth. It's beautiful. You can put an infinite amount of move routes, balloons, exclamation marks, animations, all that stuff. It's just gorgeous. But now the issue I have is that because the way move routes are being done when this plugin is active, the player is not being processed exactly the same as it would if there weren't follower move routes turned on. So that means I have to figure out a different way to define the player. And once I do, it's really nice. It works well now.
Yeah. See, Skepsis D says, great progress, T. You're killing it. I like this better. I like to spill the beans. That way you have something to chime in and talk about. You don't need to feel scared that I don't want people to see because then they're going to know that I'm not on super high level, but that's okay. You don't.
No, I just didn't want, like, because a follower plugin is something that I want, and I know some people have asked for, and I didn't want to tell people I was making one when I didn't think I could actually successfully make it.
And I know also it's like you didn't want someone to write stuff for you and be like, here you go, and like here's the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because the main point of me doing all this is to try and learn how to play with RM code, because my ultimate goal is to make us a code and 2 battle system, which is actually that was my ultimate goal when I started learning JavaScript almost 3 years ago now.
That's a rough undertaking right there. I don't, you know, I'm not gonna make any comments really about if it's going to happen or not, but it's probably not gonna happen. But that's not doubting that your ability to do it. I'm just saying that's a really, really hard thing to get done right.
Yeah.
But what you can hope to do is make something kind of like it.
Oh no, it has to have an AI that will play out the scene based on who died, how much damage. No compromise.
Huh?
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be either perfect or nothing at all.
Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong and make it happen. Yeah, people want to know what you're doing, T, so I'm sorry I spilled the beans, but...
No, it's all right.
But sorry, not sorry.
Sir Legna says, is it because your first follower is -1? I don't know. I've been hunting that down. I did try to directly assign it to -1, and that didn't seem to work. My first follower, the player, goes from being -1 to actually 1 under this plugin because it's being counted as a follower, but it's kind of messing some stuff up.
So today, what I'm going to be working on, to change gears a little bit here, is I want to make it so that people can track their track each other. So if two people are connected to the server and in the same map, they'll be able to see each other moving around. And the idea is, right now it's going to be very basic, and I don't really have, there's only 2 clients that have this actual game, and I don't have it working yet. So if I get something that's kind of working, I'm going to ask T to also, load up the game and see if she can connect so that we can see if we're both walking around and we can see each other on each other's screen.
Oh, so, yeah, I have to download that, don't I?
Not yet, because, if you want to, you can, but if you don't do that yet, when I have something, I can just back it up and send you a more up-to-date.
I'll wait until you tell me to.
Yeah, I haven't done much since the last backup. I updated the GitHub repository with a few files, and then I made a backup on an old salvage hard drive, and then I put it on our NAS.
Yeah.
And then in a zip file. But I'm making the code right now to have it so that we can send signals. Right now, this is a player tracker, and T and I have made tutorials on this constantly about just tracking the player's X location, Y location, what map they're on.
Yeah, and MZ makes player trackers so much easier than MV did.
Right, and so this is I've added a 60 frame wait to it because I've also added a script call where I'm going to use socket.io to send information to a server so that it knows where all the players are at. And right here I'm doing a emit the player tracker event so the server can I can make a listener on the server, and I'm going to pass it in the name of the character, the X location, the Y location, the map that the character's on, and then the account name that is tracking. And then the server will will listen for this data, and then every second it will send that update to all the other clients. So that'll say character poopy dump butt was at X11 Y12 on map 2, and if anybody who's on that map will see the event there. And then every second the location will be updated. So right now, the way that it's set up, it's going to look like the player's lagging and teleporting around if it even works right. But I still have a big issue of getting an event to spawn. So I need to spawn an event for each character. I can make a test map with 30 or 50 events. I would like to make one as a placeholder. Well, yeah, obviously I would like to make one, but I've tried to do this with a Frogger type prototype when I was doing the Discord.
You wound up with more events than you bargained for.
I needed 10. I had to have 10, one for each event, because I was able to do the copy event method, but spawn event would not work. So I'm going to be using Vigistella's event core. Blah 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 blah. Let me find it. Can't remember the names of all these things, so they smashed 100 of them together. Events move core. So I'm going to be using events move core, and I'm going to be using spawn event, so I can spawn it at XY. If the player's on the map, I'm going to make certain conditions, so that'll work. The server will know where the other events are at, and the spawn event will be pulling that data from the plugin, which will be listening for the server's ping back. And that's the general idea. We're using socket.io and that a socket.io server and a socket.io client using a Chromium node client in MZ. And they're going to talk back and forth so that information on the player trackers can be spread, and then the server will emit all the data to the clients that are in that same map. Let me read some chat here. I don't want to ignore the chat here. Waffles does not approve of coding. Apparently, yeah, obviously. Universe Reviews, how are you doing? Rendering is my favorite subject. Skepsis D Waffles is asking how are you doing? I hope you're feeling better with your arm and everything. Sir Legna saying also track who's the richest character in the economy. Look, I know we all want to hear the many voices Drifty and T can do. We just got to be patient. I don't know the context. It's fine. Universe feeling good. That's good. Feeling good now. It will succeed, T, says Sir Legna. You're killing it. DVD says, I love knowing that you got it working more efficient. You've been super active on learning all the concepts. Nice work, says Skepsis D. TUT. Are you planning on making all players visible in the same world or interface indirectly via trading market thing? I'm so damn stoked for this, says DVD. Originally, for the Discord JS version, I was just going to make it like you could have trading windows and the like auction house things, and you wouldn't see other players moving around. But with Socket.io, I don't see why we can't do it. I don't see why there's enough. There's enough communication. Like, it's instant, it's real time. So you send a message and boom, it's there, boom, it's there, boom, it's there. And so why don't I just have a player tracker on all the players, send all the data to the server. The server can sort it out and send out the data back to all the clients saying this character's here, that character's there, that character's there. And then, you know, multiple times a second, it will be assigning data to people. And then you can track all the players and you'll be able to see them move around. Now, it will be like at a 1 second lag or delay. But if we set all the characters to as through so that there will be no collisions, there'll be no problem. So the players will be like, you'll be able to have 50 players standing on one spot and you won't be able to read or see any of them because it'll just be a big blob. But that's fine, right? That's the only way I think I can do it right now. Sir Legna says, T, look into finite state machines. Those will make it easy to make an AI.
Okay.
Now is 337. Hello, how are you doing? Time to passively absorb all this coding knowledge.
You'll have to tell me that again later.
I admire your absorbency. Now is. So this is called learning through osmosis. You put your face on the monitor. It has to be firmly attached to the monitor's front and for all this coding knowledge to sink in. If you do not have your face plugged into the monitor, then it will not work. Just look up osmosis. You'll see how you will absorb.
Sounds painful.
You will absorb the information through the pores in your skin. Osmosis. Osmosis.
Osmosis.
Osmosis. Osmosis. I'm just here for this singing. Okay, here you go.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord.
I pre-record my singings.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you.
On my keyboard. How's it going, everybody? If you want to remove the weight, you could just listen for player input since 70% of all player movements is based on player input. Hey, that's a good idea. What if I hijack the player movement and I run JS to flip a switch whenever an input is pressed? And then if the switch is on, then the event is running. I think that's a better idea, Sir Legna. I need to take note of that. Let's look at the code. I started the player tracker on the client. I'm sending it out as I showed on the common event, and then I made a listener on the server for it, so it's going to be listening for the player tracker, and it knows to receive character name, X location, Y location, the map, and the account name. I'm thinking the account name won't be necessary, but I mean, obviously you wouldn't be emitting. This isn't going to end up with an emit everyone's account name to every other client. That would be security breach. But if the server knew the account name, it might give me data that I needed. Maybe I'll replace this with socket ID, the session ID, because it's not like we're going to need to know all the data on that character. Oh, one more piece of data we're going to need to know is the sprite. So I have to find that on the client. Let me find that. Let me open up the console and maybe we'll be able to pull that up. Let me run a test play. While I'm test playing, I can show you the login and stuff. It's so cool. Thank you, human. Thank you so much. I cheat. I use computers and technology to make me sound better than I actually am. Just like all of the pop stars. Oh, shade. Connect. I'm not a singer, I'm a pop star. That's how it is. You can make a new account. We're gonna call this one Driftwood. And then I'll make a password, the uncrackable 12345. It's supposed to be on my face. I've been putting it in this wrong spot the whole time. Oh God, where has it been? Wait, don't tell us. I don't want to know. Let our imaginations do the work. We're gonna make a character named Drifty. He's gonna be a warrior. He's a warrior freelancer. Check it out. Okay, I want to show you this. Step into the portal. There is no local saving. You don't save the game on your computer at all. It's saved to the server. I changed the battle system around a little bit, made the HP bars a little bit smaller. Obviously, we have a lot of wasted real estate at the bottom. I'm going to work on the window, but I haven't got to a lot of the game design yet. I just have like a rough draft of the game design in right now. Human says some, but not all pop stars are super talented vocally. Oh, I definitely agree with that. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be a talented singer to be a pop star. I mean, look at the Dua Lipa chick. She's not really a good singer. She was bought and paid, like, from the beginning to the end. And she's massive. She's huge. Congratulations. She's killing it, right?
Yeah.
She's not a good singer. She's awkward too. She's very awkward. Like, I don't know how to move my body, so I'll just make steal shots. But whatever.
I've always felt that way about Miley Cyrus too. Like, I personally don't like her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, her dad's Billy Ray Cyrus, so
I know.
guess
so
what?
If your dad's Billy Ray Cyrus, you could be a singer if you damn well want to be.
Yep, born popular. All right.
Not saying I could do better, by the way, just so y'all know. But
Oh, come on, T. Come on. We know
as
you
a consumer.
as a consumer of this music. So anyway, we've got a bronze, we've got armor, we've got all this stuff, right? We've got a little bit of experience. We look at our class, we've got a little bit on freelancer, a little bit on warrior. I would have to save the game, and I need to make like a save crystal, but I'm not going to do that save crystal thing yet. But right now, I can save the game. We'll save the game. The game has been saved. So if I were to restart, I could do this. I mean, the server's not actually hosted on the internet. It's localhost, so anywhere on my local area network, I can connect to this and load my data. So I'm going to log in using the same account, Driftwood. But let's type the wrong password. If I type the wrong password, it'll be like, yo, it doesn't work. So you have to type in the right username and the right password, and then it'll retrieve your data from any device. And then boom, it restores, it remembers. You see where we were at, a little bit of HP, or a little bit of experience on Warrior, a little bit of experience on Freelancer. Our JP, like everything, like 99% of everything for the save and load is done. Shout out to everyone who was helping me, and then Yanfly was like, look, you may be going about this the wrong way. You probably want to grab the entire objects and then JSON EX, make deep copy of them, and then I don't know. He's like, I don't know how you're doing it, but this is probably the way you want to do it. I'm like, you, sir, I love you so much.
And of course, Yanfly is a coding genius, so yeah, he was right.
He gave
Definitely.
me enough to basically figure it out. He gave me what I needed to know to make it work in my system. There's no way he could have wrote the thing exactly for me because like he doesn't know how I'm pulling the data, and he doesn't know all of the steps that I put in the specific names that I use for variables and whatnot. But he basically wrote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, look, do something like this for how you pull your data. And then I went through, and you have 6 locations that I had to do, and that makes it so I can load my game. And like all of the armor, all of the weapons, all of the skills, all of the class, the JP, the AP, all the stats. It's the same as if I just loaded it from a local game. Mostly. There's a little bit more data that isn't saved, but for the most part, you don't need that data. And if I do come across the point where I need more data, I will add it to the SQL, and it's not a big deal. These are all icons from Kaz, by the way. All of these that you see for the stats. Aren't they beautiful? I freaking just love these icons. I picked these for stats. I think Kaz is going to make another icon set. She said something about doing one specifically for like the parameters, but she's like, those kind of actually work where they are right now. And I was like, yeah, I spent a lot of time finding the right ones for each one. And I like these icons. They're really good. So those are for sale at Itch, on Itch, Kazwolf, on Twitter. You can find links and whatnot. Yeah. I'm going to let the player set up these properties too at some point. Like, I'm barely scratching the surface of the game design yet. We're still trying to do netcode. It's mostly been netcode with this so far. So anyway, I wanted to show you that little bit right there where we're at. And I need to spawn an event. I need to find a way to make a template that I can spawn and give it data that's sent from the server. So let's open the console. And I really wish I remembered what I was trying to look for. Oh yeah. The one thing that I need to know that we need to send from each client to the server is what the character looks like. So we know the name of the character that's being sent, the X location, the Y location, the map that character's on, but we don't know what that character looks like. So we have to send the data for what that character looks like. So I want to find, it's probably in actors, so game actors.actor. They will all be actor 1 because that's the way it's set. Dot something. So maybe you guys can help me find it. I'm going to read chat real quick. What I'm looking for is the images, the way the face, the battler, and the mainly just the walking sprite. What did I miss? I'm going to read some chat. Yami Omoy says that sounds awesome. What's up, Static Buzz? How you doing? Greetings. That's good. That's good. You can just get paid to chill and work on your stuff. Now it's just like, I have no idea what's happening most of the time. You know, I have no idea what's happening most of the time. We fly by the seat of our pants and we figure it out as we go along. Thank you for rubbing your brains on us, Drift T. Sounds oddly intimate.
Sounds cool.
Janine G says, add collisions, add true chaos. No way, Janine. We're not adding collisions. This is going to be a mess. Can you imagine 30 people on one map running into each other? Like, get out of the way. I can't get to the teleport.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be fun. People would get mad.
Yeah. Stoppable Force, how you doing? How's it going, gang? He says. Doing very well. I'm feeling very good. Feeling very good about this. Don't worry about your face feeling like it's on fire. That just means it's working. He's talking about putting your face on the screen to learn through osmosis. Mm-hmm. The only player movement I can think that would work with that is move route, but I am sure you could intercept a lower level that has both. No, I'm not going to do move routes, Sir Langna. I'm not going to do, I ain't going to mess around with move routes for that. I'm basically just going to move event. I'm going to be moving the event around. My plan is to have the character being animated, so it's walking in place like Dragon Quest 1 or Dragon Warrior style. They're just like animating in place, moving their arms and feet, but not moving anywhere. And then when they actually move, their character just teleports essentially, but they're animating, right? And maybe track their direction as well. So if I can track their direction, that would be great. Track their direction, track their X, their Y, the map they're on, their name, and their sprite. It's not connected to the internet. How am I going to get your password now? It will be. We're going to host it somewhere. I have to find a good place that's going to let me do remote node stuff. Like, I have a website, and it doesn't let me do these type of terminals. It's really freaking stupid, HostGator.
Yeah, stupid HostGator.
You should let me run a putty thing, and let me have a node instance, and let me use Node Package Manager remotely and install packages remotely.
Sir Legna said exactly what I was thinking. You could add collision and use my automatic pass-through plugin. You just phase right through the other player.
That could work, but it seems
no,
like
it would be ridiculous.
It seems like more bugs and like.
To be honest, I don't even know what actual usage that can provide to anybody.
I do. If the cat is blocking you against the tree in the corner of the house. Yeah, it'll be for like animals
or pets or something. That's pretty much it.
If you demand your cat is collidable, then you can swing right through it.
Yeah.
Direction is in the game player object. Thank you, Sir Legna. I imagine all 30 players sitting in one square just so they can hide their presence and then all at the same time spreading out all over the map. Stupid host that won't let me just directly access their server. Stop4 says, I suggest a mini node from Linode. It sets you up with a very small Linux server and you can use to run Node, then scale up later if you need to. Not paid promo, just have good experience with them. That's a really good suggestion, Linode. T.
It sounds French.
Linode. Linode.
Linode.
That's what I need. Well, it also needs to do something else.
It's masculine. It's very masculine.
You know, we could actually keep the SQL local, but then we would... I mean, I already run Cyberbaron local through Discord.js. All we really need to do is have the socket.io server connected, you know, like on a server. Mm-hmm. And then we can have it connect to a local SQL. And then I can control the database local without having to... Because, see, my website will let me do MySQL from remotely, but it doesn't let me do any Node solutions. Any Node clients will not run, and I can't... You can't run anything like that.
Because it's like a shared one.
Yeah, it's a shared plan, but it also... They have, like, weird stuff. The real question is, will you be able to play as a cat? I mean, the characters that I have in the game right now are not final. They're definitely placeholder. So yeah, you can play as... Well, I can't say for sure you can play as a cat.
We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see on that one.
You never know.
But, I mean, it's essentially...
Nobody knows, not even us.
It's essentially as easy as changing the graphic on one of the characters. Maybe at some point we'll make, like, a certain backer tiers, and if you want, like, it'll be free to play, but if you want to pay a sub fee, you can, like, upload your own art, and you can run around as your own character. Because I'll have to manually add that in, but like if you're paying something like $5 a month or something, then we can do special privileges like that. Because I don't mind doing stuff for skins, as long as it doesn't. You can't. I don't plan to sell power. Like, you're not going to be able to buy stats or buy anything that's going to give you an edge over other players. But,
yeah.
But it's okay if you want to look differently.
Maybe I'll make you some of my unique, absolutely epic, professional art style looking stuff, and you can wear it on your head.
Yeah. See, she's trying to be sarcastic here, but she's actually getting there. It's looking, some of her stuff's looking really nice, and honey, you're doing good.
I don't know. If I could actually focus on one thing, it might work.
Yeah. It's hard to split your attention over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Corey Davis with a $5 super chat. Bro, what's up, Corey? How you doing? How's the road treating you? Me and my body is having a fight. I don't know if I can win. Oh my gosh, dude. What's the problem here? Are you still taking those probiotics? I take one every day, man. Help you to break down all the bad stuff in your stomach. It's like you have to fight out the bad bacteria by cramming good bacteria in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. I hope you're doing well, Corey. We love you, man. Static Buzz, no pay to win. I'm so out of here. Just kidding. Yeah, no pay to win, but I will definitely provide solutions and options for money that will do things that you like, but it doesn't affect other players, like by giving you an edge over them. I think that would be a thing. That's how a lot of games do it. They sell you skins. $5 super chat from Vino. What's up, Vino? How you doing, man? He goes, hello, friends. Hope everyone is well and staying out of trouble. I've been reading this book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. That is,
wow.
Wow. This,
I think you need a special corner.
You know, there are 4 corners
around.
in most rooms, Vino. I don't know about your room, but
His needs to be neon color.
you're gonna have to find one of those corners and stand in the upside down position in there to remind yourself about how anti-gravity your joke was. Just kidding, Vino. We love you, man. Thank you for the $5. Corey Davis with another $5 super chat. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate that, man. Guys, go sub to Toronto Gaming Gamer. There's a link in self-promo of the Discord. There's a link in the description of the video to do that if you're not already on the Discord. Thank you for the $5, Corey. He goes, but how will I be OP if I can't buy it? Well, you just have to play and you gotta, like, devote time and just grind, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong. You spending all your time on it. But I guess if you're
You don't see anything wrong with him spending all his time on it.
Yeah. I mean, all of your time.
All of it.
Every bit of it. You want to be... He said he wants to be the OP end boss where everyone has to fight against him and they can't... No, I said they could barely win, but he's probably like, they can't beat me. You just spend all your time. What's the problem with that? You got to just spend all your time on it. That's how you become overpowered. Vino, boo! Stoppable Force, boo! At Vino, Stoppable Force is booing your anti-gravity joke. But you know what? That's how you get the love. When you drop those jokes, if you don't get a response, that's bad. If you get a bunch of response, people telling you boo, you did a good job. You did a good job there. We are game developers. We don't got time. Corey Davis is the final boss. No, I actually offered that. I was like, we're going to make Corey Davis a raid boss. And he's like, no, I'm not an NPC. I'm a player. They have to fight me. You're being unreasonable, Corey. How can I make you... How can I do that if you don't... if I don't sell you power? So I can't sell you power. So, did anybody figure it out? We're currently looking for the function that will pull the sprites of the characters so that we know what so the client will send that data to the server, so the server can send that to the other clients, so the other clients know what the other characters look like. Is it? I think Sir Legna said it was in Game Player. I'm scrolling up. I think he hinted at one of the things. Oh, the player direction is in Game Player. Direction is in the Game Player object. Okay. Let me take notes as I go about this. This is the client. The client is going to send from the actual the client is going to send from the client, but from inside the game. But the server is going to listen on the JS. $5 super chat from Corey Davis. Thank you so much, Corey. Appreciate that $5, man. He says, "Nah, son, squash that noise. I'm OP and trying to bring my OP-ness to the game. There is only one way." Uh-oh, watch out, everyone. Watch out for everybody. Got to look out for Corey's OP-ness. This is a stream where we talk about video games. Get player direction from game player. Okay, cool tools. We need to get player sprite from... I'm not sure. Sprite? Let's try Sprite. Nope. What about underscore Sprite? Graphic? Nope. What about dot graphic? Turn order CTP graphic? Oh, that's something else. We don't want the face graphic. We just want the walking sprite, character sprite. Let's type in character index, character name, set character image. We're not going to set it. Finding the data is quite often one of the hardest parts of coding. Trying to figure out where the thing is that you need to either get or set. I will try again. Get character sprite is actor.character_sprite and actor.character ID, I believe. Okay. Game actors.actor1.char actor sprite. It doesn't return anything, Sir Legna. Is it a function? It's not a function. Character name function? No, it's not that. It's not a function. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Character name. Oh no. Okay, that gives us a name, right? But oh wait, is that the name of the character 2? Oh, that's it. That's the one we set it to. So actor.characterName function will return the name of the PNG. This is what we needed. The name of the PNG for the sprite. So that's it, right? Once again, Janine, you did it. That's it. Okay. So we're going to take this code. We're going to copy this. We're going to send that data from the client, from MZ itself, actually, inside our tracker. What do we need to emit? Let's send them. Where should we put that? So she said. So send the player tracker event, passing the name of the character, the name, the X, Y, and map location of the character. And then, do we really need a count name? I'll just leave a count name because I've already got it set up. Comma, we're going to paste this in. GameActors.actor1.character name. So this is going to be the sprite. We don't want our inline there. Character name is a function that will find that PNG. So that will work. So that's the getter. We have to find the setter as well. All right. So now that we're sending another piece of data through that to the socket server, we're going to listen for that. We're going to say, when we receive an event, we're on the server here. When we receive the player tracker event, we're going to be sent these pieces of data: character name, X location, Y location, map, account name, and character sprite. We can call it whatever we want at this point, but then we just have to refer to it as that inside this arrow function that we made. Thank you, DVD, for licking that button.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us on Discord, or follow us on Twitter.
Licking that button. Character name, X location. All right, so cool. We've moved to this point. We've got the data we need. Oh no, we need direction. Let's go find direction. We'll add direction as well. Boom, got that one. So we were told from part of the hive mind. I believe you can use actor.character name, and just get that value. And if you equal, you can set it. You also need actor.character ID/index and do them same. I don't know, because usually you can't set a getter. It'll crash. But let's find out. Actually, let's find out. Let's save this. I'm currently running this. Okay, so we have a client. Let's just find out. I love the console so much. Lets me do cool stuff. Let's use the character name, and we'll say equals character 3. But so that you guys can see what I've got going on here. The guy is this green. He's got his green hair, right? He's this guy. He's this dude. This is him. Miss Lily 200 says, after having watched bits of these live streams, I know I am never ever making a multiplayer RPG Maker game.
Oh, you might. If I had been watching this 3 years ago when I first started playing around with RPG Maker, I probably would have made my brain ooze out of my ears. But, you know, you learn little by little over time.
It is not easy. It's not as easy as people think. There's quite often people will send me, how do I make it so that I can connect with my brothers and sisters? I'm like, yeah, I could start to explain it to you, and then I'll lose you immediately.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I get that question a lot, especially people that haven't actually bought the engine yet but are thinking about it, and they're like, I'd like to make a multiplayer game for 500 people. It's like, well, I mean, while you probably could do that, yeah. I don't know if you realize what's involved.
Right, you're gonna spend more time on your net code than you are making an actual game. Yeah. Also, I like how a lot of people are under the assumption that they can do it all during the trial period.
Yes, yes, that was one.
I was like,
MMO is somebody having no experience whatsoever and during the trial period.
Let's shatter some realities today. My gosh. Okay, so Janine and Sir Legna are in. Janine is Hive Mind. Janine is Hive Mind.
Oh my gosh.
Janine is Hive Mind. We've got.
You have joined the Hive Mind.
You have joined Hive Mind.
People are getting assimilated.
Yes, Sir Legna, and we have Zeriab and Janine. They're all Hive Mind now.
That's
they are
incredible.
They are one brain.
This is a great journey. I'm glad you guys are on this journey.
Now we can just ask one of them, and they will all know our question, and their answer will be from all three of them.
That legit happened yesterday. I tagged Zeriab, and I should have tagged Sirlinga too. I'm like, damn it. And shortly after I tagged Zeriab and asked the question, Sirlinga answered it. And I was like, oh yeah, they're Hive Mind. That's right.
Forgot their Hive Mind.
You only need to tag one.
Right now, don't forget to download the right RAM. You have to download the right RAM. Yeah, you got to download your DD7 RAM.
Yeah, except for Sirlinga, the trial period's 20 days, so you're gonna have to speed up your work.
You don't know what I can do in 20 days. Okay, so I need index is actor.character index. Boom. Did it change? Maybe I have to oh no. Character name is not a function. It paused on me, but it did crash. So what did it say? Character name is not a function. Maybe I do need the function call, even though I didn't. Holy monkey balls. Okay, let's F5 this. Let's crash it again. We're gonna log in again. Alright, we're logged in again. We're good. Don't worry about it. What if I use these two? What if I do this? Definitely is going to crash. Yeah, it doesn't work that way because we're trying to assign the function to just be that's totally wrong. I knew that was going to happen. Why I big dumb boy. Don't worry. Yeah, right. I get it. Stoppable force. Let's do the index real quick because we can grab that. Is it dot index? Character index. Dot character index. Function? Yeah, function. Character index 0. Character index of actor 1 is 0? Really? I mean, it's returning a value.
Well, yeah, it is. Because it's an array. Is it the lead? The actor 1 is at the lead of the party? It's index 0.
Oh, because it's... But I'm using game actors here. I'm accessing the game actors.
Yeah, but you're looking for the index. The index of actor 1 is 0.
The index of actor 1
is 0. Yes. And then follower, then as you go further, like if actor 2 is your next follower, their index would be 1.
I understand how arrays work, and we start at 0.
That's what it is.
But that's not telling me anything, honey.
Oh.
It's like, well, arrays start at 0, obviously, Drifty. I know, but like character index. What is character index? What is character index?
I'm pretty sure it's the position in the party.
Wouldn't that be stored in game party?
I think it's stored in a lot of places. I don't know. I've been looking through game party, game actor, game player like a bajillion times over the past week, and I've seen character index a lot.
Smo Valadorn, we're not trying to rename the character. I'm trying to find the which we've found the name of the PNG file.
Oh, you're
that
in
is
the
drawing.
Image file.
Yeah. We're trying to change the way the character looks now by changing the character, the name of the PNG that's drawing the character.
So Sir Legna has the answer. The character index starts at 0 at the top left, and it goes to 7 It goes 0, 1, 2, 3,
Oh
4.
my God,
Yeah.
that's right, because we're looking at a PNG file that's got boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. But inside these characters, I've got them in the top left, which means it would be 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the bottom left be 4, and then 7 to the bottom right. Got you. That's what the index is. Okay, I get it. Thank you. So we're going to need the name of the PNG and the index. So this PNG, but this position on that PNG. Got it. Okay, how do we present that and make one? How do we set that? That's the question now. Does character equal actor? Because the PNG is tied to the actor. Yeah. So this is saying the character index is using the PNG character 2, index 0. So we need to somehow take that data and set the event to be that through a script call.
PNG character 2? What's
The name of the PNG that's drawing the walking sprite is called character 2.
Really?
Yes, because I named it that when I was
okay.
I was auto-generating it. That's just
see.
because I went over to the thing, blah blah blah, name it, and I'm like, I don't know the name.
Generally,
Can we
the
do a name?
naming convention is actor. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, because it's just I could have called him Banana Head. So just imagine his name is the name of the PNG is Banana Head. Banana Head index 0. So how do we set a character who's in the game already as an event with a script call? How do we set that character to a different PNG file to draw its movement sprite and pick its index? So I know how to find that data now. That's good. We made progress. If we do
I could probably find that
character
pretty quickly.
index, we're going to need that
It's-
data.
It's a command, so the code would be in the commands in our RPG Maker MZ object.
So I'm going to send that data from our emitter. So I'll press comma, and I'm going to paste that in there. And we're going to say, as another parameter that is being passed, get the character index. So now we know the sprite that the actor is using and the index of that sprite. Boom, boom. Now we'll update, that's client side. Now we'll update server side to make the listener. So now the listener is saying, hey, I'm paying attention for player tracker. Whenever the game sends player tracker, I know it's going to send these sets of data. It's going to send its character name, its X location, Y location, its map, its account name, its character sprite, and the index. I'll call it sprite index, which we can call it whatever we want. We want to be pretty good with our naming conventions so we know what our data is. Let me scroll up.
Set character image. I'm gonna guess parameter 1 is probably the actor ID, and parameter 1's probably the image file name, and parameter 2 is probably the index. But it's right here. It's set character image.
But keep in mind, we're going to be changing an event. So maybe one of the parameters we'll find.
Yeah, that's totally
We're not
different.
changing. We're not necessarily changing the character because the character is going to be only drawing himself, and then all of the other characters on the map are just going to be events that are being spawned.
Yep.
We're going to spawn events from a placeholder, hopefully one, but probably if I have to make 50 of them, I have to make 50 of them. I'm okay with doing the work and then refactoring later, as you've seen through multiple different times I've illustrate, like, look, this is all redundant. Like, I don't need any of these lets actually. But at first I didn't know I didn't. So I did the work and then I did it this way and then I'll refactor it later. And the same thing with like the database. I started it off because I did it the way I know how to do it, and I have no problem doing the work. So I'm doing all this data, grabbing the data one at a time, and until I figured out the right way, we just grabbed the whole freaking objects, and now I've got that. And the same thing for every step that I make in this project. It's because I'm like, I don't care. I'll do the work for it. And then after enough time, you can refactor. I just kind of want to stress that just because you're doing something the not most optimal way doesn't mean you're wasting your time and it was worthless. It was a worthless waste of time. It doesn't mean that. In fact, it's a step in the right direction, because then when you see that method before, you can be like, oh, I know where that person's at. I see what they're doing here, and then you can give them the next step they need to help them in the future. So it helps you to make baby steps. Take baby steps. Do what works at the time, and don't be so upset if you're like, well, it's not my vision, and I'm gonna want it to be this way, and it has to be this way. Like, I understand you want it to be a certain way, but if you can make it work almost the way that you want it to, even if you have to rewrite the whole dang thing, go for it. Do it, because you're going to learn along the way. And
Plus you get those sweet, sweet drugs when you get it to do something. If you work too long on it and you're not able to get it to do anything, then you start to get discouraged.
That's true. And so if you do not accept any sacrifice and you do not accept any compromise, you're going to hit a wall and you're never going to make progress because you don't get that end result that you want. But if you make baby steps, even if you have to refactor and redo it, well, then you'll get that little bit of dopamine hit that T was saying, because you get we made the next thing, we got the next part done. It's kind of jank, and we probably need to redo it. But look, we got farther, and that's kind of how I've been doing this whole project. And ever since I've taken on this mindset, I've made tremendous progress. Don't be afraid to relearn things you already know. Don't be afraid to do the work. And even if you think you're going to have to redo it, do it anyway.
I think I found it. Game event set image.
Game event dot set image?
Yes, and the parameters are what I think they are what...
Okay, we're going to test it on Mr. Banker. Okay, let's find his event number.
I'm trying to figure out the parameters.
Okay, in here, we've got Mr. Banker. He is event number 11. So on this map, through the console log, if we change his icon to be something else, then we know it'll work, right? So what was that again?
Try... Oh, gosh.
Is it game event?
Yeah, game event.
Set
image. And for the parameters, try page.image. The file name.
Page.image?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to put the parameters in. I'm sorry.
This doesn't look right.
Yeah.
No.
File name. Or just try putting in the file name, I guess.
I think the file name might work.
Yeah,
let's
that.
do character 2. So let's make him look like the
And then parameter 2
would
would be your index. But I don't know if that's actually right.
But where's the parameter specifying? Where's the parameter specifying
which
what event?
I think that's why. Oh yeah, this page. No, that's not on there. Page.image. It's not straightforward. Take a look at it.
Okay, let me see over here.
So this is the.
It's saying this dot set image.
Right, and then
okay. Game map. It would be game map. It would be game map dot because the map stores the characters, right? Whenever you go to a map, it loads the characters. Right. So game map dot event something. I'm gonna delete this and rewrite it. Event. Look, event is game map event dot event 11. Look, it found stuff. In fact, what did it find? I have to enter. Anyway, dot set image.
Set image. Yeah. And then you could just say...
Look at it. Character name, character index.
Yeah.
So let's do character 2. And then comma, index 0. And then...
Undefined.
Well... It worked. Look, it changed the banker.
Oh, it did.
It changed the banker.
Oh my gosh,
that's the
amazing.
one. That's the code. High five, T.
I love it.
$5 super chat from Corey Davis, right on time for some success. Thank you so much, Corey Davis. Let's see what he says. Drift, now you're talking. That is how I'm OP in all MMOs, because me and the code have a talk I become a raid boss because I'm OP. You're crazy, man. You were talking about how you set that up with your friends in World of Warcraft. It's the same thing. It's an MMO, and you'll probably need friends to get farther in the game. Now, I definitely want to gear the game so that it's single player if you want to just kind of lightly engage with other people just for the auction house and certain other things. But I kind of want to make the economy based on what other players are doing. So if you want this pretty OP armor, then you're going to have to find somebody who can craft it or buy it off the auction house from another person who made it and is selling it. And you can, or maybe farm the materials and then give the materials to somebody who's specifically working on getting their armor smithing high or something,
Hi, Jack.
What's up, Jack? How you doing? I normally just lurk in the shadows, but wanted to say hi. Hey, we're bringing out the lurkers. How you doing, Jack? Thanks for saying something. Thanks for watching, too. Make joinable parties. That would be so freaking epic. So, that is beyond what I can imagine right now. But I'm not going to say it won't be a thing, because you never know how far you'll go if you stay at it.
We're going to keep pushing it.
As long as we can, we don't hit that deadpan, we don't hit that wall.
Yeah.
We have a couple times, but we've powered through. And when we did last time with Discord.js, I'm like, look, I'm not going to accept that it won't be a reality yet. I'm going to go back to the drawing board, burn everything down, and start anew like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And we did with Socket.io.
Yes.
I actually tried with another thing.
What was it called?
It was, I can tell you, I still have some of the code in a...
no, damn it.
I'll tell you right now. I put it in a clipboard. Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another way that I was doing it with a plugin called Faye, but it didn't quite work exactly right. Driftwood Gaming's flatulent art replacement tool. No, we'll never talk about this. This is not ready for people to see. Driftwood Gaming's flatulent art replacement tool. This is a plugin that I'm working on that no one can know.
We had a legit meeting to try and figure out how to make a good acronym for fart.
Oh, my coffee's cold.
Boo.
Boo. Yes. The deadpan on the wall? Shut up. Yes. That's what I said, okay?
Hey, Drifty's a trendsetter, okay?
The words
He's
that come out...
He's making new expressions.
The words that come out of my mouth, period. Okay, we made progress. I need to not get too distracted and figure out... go to the listener, and update that code.
So Legna says there are no walls, just more hive minds.
It's on the console. Don't close the game. It's on the console. So we're using... It was a combination of us figuring this one out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's copy this. This will be the code to set image. Boom. So game map.event, we have to use a variable here. So event, I think every time we'll need I'm going to just say let event number equal 1 for now, and then I'll have to figure out something else to keep track of each one individually. Event number will be event, because it will change and we'll have to iterate through it, so maybe we'll have to make something else. But I'm just going to placeholder stuff. Set image, and then it will have... This is also a variable that we're going to put in here. This will be character sprite. And then here will be sprite index. Right? We're passing that data. So we've got it. So this is going to change the event image of the thing that we're drawing. And then we're going to have to... Now the thing that we'll have to do is... Obviously, I have to spawn an event, and that's the most beginning part. So I'm working at the middle part. This is going to take a little while to figure out exactly, because I still haven't made the placeholder event. I haven't got the plugin event core. What's the name of it? I swear that I just can never remember these anymore. Events, move core, spawn event. This is a plugin command, so I'll be spawn event. Spawn at X, Y, and this will have to... I'll have to write a listener and script call this code. So a big problem with this is we have all the plugin commands in the world, but then when we try to script call it, can we script call... Oh my gosh, I think somebody showed me a trick years ago how to make any plugin command a script call. If I can just remember how to make a plugin command a script call, I mean, they're different now because back then you just put, you didn't have the drawable menus for the plugin commands. So
make a plugin command description.
I want like a piece of code that I can put in as a script call to
call a plugin command.
to initiate plugin commands. I need to know the format so that because each of them are some of them are a little different, right? Where you have different parameters in the plugin command. Because before it used to be like variable space, variable space, variable space. So it'd be like plugin command. You know, remember that little box in MV? Plugin command space, the name of the plugin command space, all of the parameters like 1, 0, 2.
I was actually trying to crack that yesterday, and I found where they're stored, but then you get an exception. If you click where they're stored and try and open the array, it says exception, this type of data, something, whatever, parameters cannot be stored or displayed or whatever on strict. So I don't know how to access them. But if you type in on the console plugin commands, you can look at the object.
Right, but Serlegna is also saying, look at how the game interpreter does it. Of course, the new plugin commands are actually multiple commands.
You can find it all, and you can look into it, and you can grab every piece except for, it seems, the arguments, which is exactly what I wanted yesterday.
Well, the arguments will be passed into it. So the arguments don't exist until you pass them into it.
Right, but if you're console logging while a plugin command is currently active, you should be able to grab the arguments, you'd think, right?
Or at least the defaults, huh?
Yeah, at least the defaults,
Right.
but there's nothing. There's just an exception that says this can't be displayed because blah, 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 blah.
Right. Another option is from the plugin, I can call a common event. And then the common event can run the plugin command. But a lot of plugin commands do not accept variables. They demand you give them a real raw number.
Yeah.
Case in point, when I was trying to make the class change core, it would not allow you to put a variable in for the name of the class you want to unlock. It just said, you have to give us a number.
So, Lenga, I tried using usestrict yesterday and it's the same thing.
Even though the variable was storing a number, it would not take that and interpret it. It would just say, it actually just said, cannot define traits of yada, 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 yada. We're making progress. So, spawning an event. This is the hurdle right now. I guess I should make a placeholder event.
Oh, yeah. You could probably call the command if you're not trying to access the parameters, but are you trying to access and change the parameters at the same time that you're calling it?
Well, I would like to make a script call that can do anything that the plugin command can do. So if I can go into a common event and make a plugin command, let me go to like a blank one, and make new plugin command, and like, I don't know, let's just go to the event one that we're going to be looking at, events move core. And then we have spawn somewhere in here. Let's see. Where is it at?
Scroll down. There it is.
Okay, spawn at XY. Do you see the number of arguments? We have template name, map ID, map event ID, X coordinate. This looks like, this is going to take a variable.
Yeah, that'll take a variable.
This might work for me then.
It depends on how it's coded, because if you make your code able to read the variable from the parameter, then it'll take a variable.
I noticed that with the inclusion of the drop downs, it comes at a cost. Like, you can make your plugin more convenient for the dev by allowing a drop down to spawn, but then you lose the ability to let the dev put in like specific variables. Like, they have to put in a raw number or use from the drop down.
You can code in that they can use a variable. The plugin creator has to write that in, though. And if they don't, that's what you get as a drop down.
Right. But even, let me just show you the one I'm talking about. Okay. So inside of the plugin command for the class change system, this is the Vigistella. And say I want to change the class. Let's find a set class wherever it's at. Multi-class, set limit, no. Show class change, something. Remove, no, let me find it. Change actors, multi-class. Yep, so change their class. $10 super chat from Corey Davis. Thank you so much, Corey. Appreciate that, man. He goes, so funny story. I hopped out of the shower, washed my hair, and when I woke up yesterday, I noticed that my baby dreads locked up with only me washing it. Crazy, huh? your baby dreads locked up.
I don't know what that means.
Like they dreaded themselves. Instead of you didn't have to twist them, they just automatically did it.
Maybe it like tightened it. When your hair was drying, it like hugged itself.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
So,
crazy.
What were you saying you'd like to use as a variable?
Okay, inside of here, you can set actor ID, right? And then you can select the tier. But if you go here, you die a little bit inside. This one. I haven't even tried. This is just like, this is your main job. Tier 2 would be your sub job. Tier 3 would be like the sub job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then you go class ID. You see we have this nice drop down, right? Where it's allowing the drop down. So you can pick which class you want to switch it to.
Yeah.
But say I don't know the class because it's up to the player and then we're storing data and we're pulling data. And the player for each character, it'll be different. So I need to have one command that will work for all the characters in all different classes. So I go to text, right? And it's asking for a specific number.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, let me use a game variable or let me use... I use this variable called unlock class 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like, okay, so we'll use that, but it doesn't work. In fact, if you double click on it, it selects as none,
Right.
and then
because it's set to a number, so it won't accept anything but a number.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, and it doesn't remember the variable name at all. It goes back to 0, so it'll just always default to 0 no matter what I put in here. I wonder if I did like a game variable, I could take that and store it in a game variable. I didn't actually try that. I know game variable.
Set value.
No, I'm not going to set value in here. I'm just going to get the value. But I need to find one that will be a valid number to test. Maybe I don't inline because of how this will be interpreted. If I double click in here and go to text, it goes back to 0. So, you know, I hit OK. You see it's there. And I go to text. Nope, 0, none. Anyway, I got off a little bit off tangent here. I went on a tangent here. I need to go back and read a little bit real quick.
Static Bot says, so Corey Davis, you washed your hair after you jumped out of the shower? That may have been the problem.
Yeah, I'm already using strict, so like not look in the code. I like using ES6 for lots of different reasons. So at the top here, just go to the top. I use strict. Am I not using strict here? No, that's on the client here, the top. Use strict.
So Janine has given you a snippet of code to call
I'm getting there. I noticed that and I'm like, let me catch up because I went off.
Janine, I gotta say, I love your avatar and your name because the two are so ambivalent. It makes me giggle inside every time I look at it. I just imagine this Terminator-looking dude coming around saying, "My name's Janine. Prepare to be eliminated."
VS add events, they start at ID 1000. So if spawning events are only players, you can just start at 1000 and add one for each player. Look at how the game interpreter does it. Okay, so let's go to that on the client and start at 1000 then for that listener. I like that. That'll work. Good information there. $5 super chat from Corey Davis. Thank you so much, Corey. He says, yeah, they tighten themselves up. I'm doing natural dreads.
Cool. Well, that saves time.
There is plugin manager.
So are you talking about the avatar? 'Cause I think I remember that.
There is plugin manager.call command, interpreter plugin name, comma, command name, args, question mark. Hold on. Let me do this for right now, and I'm going to come back to this real quick. Oops. Excuse me. Depends on how it's coded. Yep. So with MZ, it comes down to making your own plugins so that you can code in exactly what you need in functionality. Yeah. This is not going to be a plugin that I could just give someone and they put it in their game and suddenly their game is an MMO. Mm-hmm. Doesn't quite work like that.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Skepsies. Janine, are you DVD? Are you also DVD? Or do you just like coincidentally pick the same avatar?
I've seen multiple people take the Nier Automata avatar and also that one with the one that Drag had. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people pick that.
Isn't that Nier Automata?
I think so.
Automaton.
Potato.
The big moon smiley face looking thing? Yeah. Please do not expose me. Oh no.
I'm fabulous.
I'm a detective.
Detective T in a case. Plugin manager.call command this, comma, name of the plugin, multi-class, change actor, rest of name, yada yada yada, actors, ID, blah blah blah. Really? Okay. Let me put this in here. I mean, I don't need this anymore because I learned how to store the entire object where that data is stored onto a system and is on a player and an actor. But I want to know the process, so this information is good as an example, because I learned by looking at it and then figuring out this does that, this does that, what if I change this, what if I change that, and then I see what happens in trial and error. And now I know how to do my own because I've seen enough examples. Feed me the data and then I can export my own interpretations and unique creations. But so thank you so much, Janine, for giving me more examples to look at. So all of this is in like a JSON object essentially, and it's defining key value pairs. Actor IDs is this, tier this, class this. So that would work. Plugin manager.call command. Oh yes, it was this. It was the call command script call. It was much easier before they changed it, but I'm glad they changed it because now plugin commands are so much better. But you just have to learn how to code it.
Yeah.
So this is good because this is going to let me do plugin commands from code. So good, because I want to call plugin commands to create and spawn events. Driftwood Gaming, I meant in a general sense, not have you make your plugin for plug and play. Right. Yeah, I mean, we're agreeing on this. We're on the same page here, Skeps. With MZ, it comes down, you make your own plugins so that you can code your game the way you want. You could obviously make plugins that other people can use, and some of the stuff you make specifically for your game can be changed slightly and given to other and work in other games. But some of them will be so very specific that it's just a fool's errand to try to make the entirety of it. You'd have to make a very watered down packaged version of it, and lots of placeholders and basically you have to deliver something like this with an entire sample game, because it's not like I could give you one plugin. You need 2 plugins. You also need model files. You have to have the right software installed. You have to you have to have a project that's properly configured. You have to have all the dependencies. You have to have your package JSON set up. You have to have your index file looking for the right things and calling socket.io and jQuery if you're using it, and like there's a lot of things that you have to set up properly. Just think of my pain. I got to backport MZ plugin commands into MV. Well, I mean, you can do it. I believe in you, Sir Legna. You can do it. I wouldn't want to keep plugins up to date for people, just keep things going for what I need. That's an argument for There's a lot of
Skepsies, that's exactly what I say.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who make plugins that you have never even heard of because they don't make them to sell them or distribute them. They make them so that they can get their game running properly.
I put mine out there, but I put a disclaimer on it saying I have no, I can't remember exactly how I said it, but I do not guarantee the continued update or fixing of this plugin. Sorry.
Yeah.
If it breaks, it may stay broken forever.
I think the specific wording was, if it breaks, I'll fix it when I feel like it.
Pretty much. You can use it if you want. If it breaks, you can fix it if you want.
I'll fix it when I feel like it. Cool. I need to spawn an event. Let's do it without the code first and get it working with plugin commands so I know the right plugin commands to code in. And then we'll try with one less layer of complexity. Once I know the right combination of plugin commands, I just simulate those plugin commands with that data set. I don't think you need 2 plugins since they get loaded into one giant script object, but I am no longer going to work towards improvement since that was that was one weekend of work that led nowhere. No, Sir Legna, you absolutely need 2 plugins. There's no possible way to do what I'm doing with one plugin because you have 2 specific things running on their own software or their own code. You absolutely have to because you have to tell, look, one plugin is running this. It's running the server, the Socket.io server, and it's got to have its listeners, and it's got to run a specific thing. And it's already complicated enough without running on the game's interpreter. So it's got to have its own thing that connects to Node, and it connects to the MySQL server. And then you have that as a listener, and you send stuff to another client. So you have 2 Node clients. You literally have the plugin for this box and the plugin for this box. And there's no possible way that I know of that you can do both of these on one plugin.
Corey Davis asks with a $5 super chat, T, didn't you make a step counter for MV? Yes, I did. It's completely and utterly terribly elementary. It does give you extra step counters, but it also breaks your clock. So
Elementary.
It's elementary.
Tree.
Terry.
Thank you so much for the $5, Corey Davis. Appreciate that. How do you say it? It's elementary, right?
It breaks your clock though. So it's broken, and I haven't even bothered to go fix it, which will tell you exactly everything. It tells you everything.
It tells you everything.
In fact, my first response to when I heard it was broken was I just wanted to delete it.
I wonder what let's change the banker back. What is his sprite name? People2 index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. People2 index 4. Let's change the banker back because we changed him to this green sprite. We'll change him back. People2 index 4. Bang. Boom. He's back to... I just love how it instantly does it. We changed the banker back. Remember, he was the green man? Yeah.
Awesome.
So that code works really good. It'll work instantly. We also need to do a script call somehow that will draw the event mini label on an event. Oh, I know what we do.
Corey asks, does it reset when you get into a fight? I have no clue. It's a good question.
$5 super chat from Corey Davis asking, oh, wait, you mean if we change it and then we come back, does it go back? That's a great question. Okay, let's make him the green man again. Become green man again, just like my sprite. There he is, Banker's green man. Let's get into a fight and let's come back and see if he's still green man. Because I don't know if we're reloading game map from going to battle and back, but if we transfer event and come back, we'll test that next. Let's just kill this little thing. I'm gonna make Mighty Strikes instant, so you can use it without taking your turn. Mighty Strikes makes all your hits criticals.
Wow.
For 5 turns.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, he stays. Well, let's do a transfer event. If I walk outside, is it going to freeze? I did some stuff. It goes back. So the code will change. Yeah, the events will change on a transfer event. But that's okay, because when you enter the map, that's when it's going to draw all the events.
Yeah, you're only ever drawn, like, you're only ever given one image. Like
Right,
that
so-
event you made with a different image, and then you changed it with a script call.
Yeah, and all of the events will be drawn when you walk into the map.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it's going to... So right now, the way that I have it set up, when you walk on the map, whoever's there is going to be shown, but if someone like walks in 5 seconds after you, they won't be shown. I'll have to figure a way around that. Like I said, I'm okay with it not being perfectly there yet, and just doing any system I know that I can possibly make work, and then refactoring and reiterating. So obviously we'll have issues where the characters aren't walking around, they're just teleporting around. Boom, every second they're teleporting around. And they're animating in place. And also, if someone walks onto this map after you get there, you won't see them unless you leave the map and come back. So we'll figure those, we'll cross those bridges when we get to them. We haven't even got to the point where we can do what we're talking about. You know what I mean? We're still gathering information and trying to spawn an event.
Right.
That's the thing we have to get done next, is let's spawn an event. Let's set that up so that I have an auto run in here that's running a script call to save the game. It loads the map from the data object. So let's use a plugin command and events move core. We're going to try to scroll down here and spawn at X, Y. Template name, untitled, map ID, target events map to be used as reference. So this is going to be the map that the player events are going to be created at. So we need to do that. We need to tell it where we're going to have those made. So we need to make a new map. It will be 27 by 15. And this is going to be player event, or you know what? We'll call it event, spawn event templates. We don't need a display name because the player will never be on this map. Hopefully. We will give it a parallax just so that it looks cool. We'll put him out in the middle of the desert. So this will be the event, the placeholder event. Plot twist, everyone's actually robots. Alright, so that's not going to matter. We're going to change it. But I imagine we'll have bugs where everyone's robots, so that'll be an easy bug report to interpret. I don't know what's happening, but everyone's a robot. Okay, I know what's happening. That was a good question, Corey. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, I mean, Sir Legna, if we're spawning a new event, we should only need one, right? We should only need one. So this will be the player images. And we'll just leave it default mostly. We'll set OK. This is on, what map is it? This is on map 10, event 1, map 10. So we'll go back to... Oh, I know what to do. Let's make this in a common event so I can call the common event whenever I want. So this is going to be spawn player image. And we're going to say map 10, event 1, untitled. Coordinate, where is it going to spawn this? Well, we're going to spawn it at a specific value. That's binary. The first one stands for 1 or 0. The second one is a 2 or 0. The third is a 4 or 0. So you have 4 plus 0 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Where is it being spawned? We're gonna have to send something back to the client now for them to know. So let's create some variables. Let's set some globals on the client server, and then the client we have to do. So I know for a fact now we're going to emit something back. So we're going to say io.to the no, we're not sending it to one client. We're just sending it to all clients, aren't we? You know, another thing that I was thinking is we can use this thing called namespaces. And namespaces are like specific groups of users. So anybody who's in, like, we can make each map be its own namespace, and I might do this so that the server is not sending data to each client for where each character is at every time they move. That seems like it's sending a lot for no reason. Even though they're small, tiny packets, it's a lot of transmission for no reason. So what if we use namespaces, which is socket.io code, to define what map each player is on, and then if they're on a specific map, they are a part of that namespace, and then I can send data to that namespace, and any client in that namespace, being that map, will get the data on that character. I'm going to refactor that idea in, but right now I'm just going to send it to all clients because I only have one to check, and pretty soon I'll have 2 to check. So we're going to send it to all. We'll refactor it down as we go further, and we'll use namespaces for each map. That way it doesn't send a bunch of irrelevant data to all the clients. Like I said, for a small number of players, it doesn't matter. But if you scale this up, you're going to not want to have all that extra garbled information when it's not going to be useful. If you're on the desert map and you don't need to know what location another person is in the pub at every second while you're in the desert running around. So we'll send to alt for now, but we're going to refactor this. And I'll make a note. Refactor to only send to specific namespaces if both the event and the player are on the same map. And we can say each map is its own namespace. And I'll just write this down so when I'm looking at this over and over, I have a reminder of my future refactoring ideas. Skepsis D says you could use that namespace idea for making things like groups of players or even guilds and friends. That's true, Skepsis. I could, but I'm not going to really focus on in-game chat because I'm reeling to find a way to incorporate Discord because you guys know I love Discord. So I'll probably make a specific MZMMO chat channel, like maybe right next to coding or something, or maybe you use multiplayer. Probably not multiplayer chat. That's kind of different. At some point, we'll have it set up so that you can communicate with the Discord server, because obviously my ultimate goal is to bring everyone to the Discord server. Join us, links in the description below. And so we'll use the Discord for all of the chatting and stuff. I don't see why we would need that all in the game client. So there's so many better. You can do so much more in a chat through Discord. I don't need to take on the headache of that. Static Buzz says, how will auctions work once you implement namespaces? Auctions won't be any different. The auction house, it's not going to be 4, 45, 45, 45, 46, 45, 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, 55, 55. It's not really that type of auction house. It's going to be more or less a player market. And you go to the auctioneer and you put up your item for a price. And then people see, they go to the auction and they look for items within a price range. They say, show me all of the weapons And I would like to put more specific criteria, but once again, we'll refactor down. I want to be very specific in the end, but right now it's very broad. So the player will show up and be like, show me all of the weapons that cost between 1,000 and 10,000 gold. And then the server will look at the SQL database and see what weapons are stored. And then it'll feed that back to the client. And then the client will draw a list. It'll show pictures and it'll show... I'm going to be using super tools for that, so that I've already got this kind of set up. I made a little thing for Discord JS, and I had that already started, but I realized Discord JS was going to be a big failure in the end because it was going to work and have problems. So I scrapped that system. We made it to the auction house in Discord JS version, the first of 3 versions, but we'll get back there, and this time it'll be better because I'm not limited with 2 characters of data in a packet. I'm really, I don't know, since I'm using JSON in a cell, I don't know what the limit is on it. Before using Blob, the limit was 65,000 characters, which is plenty of data to show like a list of 20, 30, 40, 50 items. Not a big deal. So it'll work like that. You go to an NPC, you give up the item, and then it stores it on the server, and you say what price you want. People go to the auctioneer, they say, I'm looking for this specific item that costs between this and this, and then the server gets shown a list of all the items within that price range. Then they can click on and decide if they want to buy it or not. And when they click on it, they can get more details. It'll show who's selling it, the price they want for it, the statistics on it. And ultimately, I would love to add augments and crafting names, like the person who made that item's name will be attached. So you'll have 2 names. You'll have the name of the person who's selling it and the name of the person who crafted it. I was thinking of something really cool. Obviously, I'm not going to try to do it, but I thought it would be really freaking cool, just a concept. If you had blockchain technology somehow incorporated so that you can follow the history of that item. You can see when it came from a character, if it was enchanted, and if it had like something socketed to it, and it was traded, and it was used in combat, and it killed some... Like, I think it would really be really cool to use blockchain technology to track an item's history. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try to do that. We got to start very small. We got to do baby steps. I don't think we'll ever get to that point, but you never know. It would be really cool. But yeah, I mean, I have lots of ideas, but executing them is something different than having the ideas, right? I have been able to execute a system, like I said, without the blockchain little side tangent before. The auction house, like that I can do. The blockchain stuff, I don't think I'm going to do that. Driftwood Gaming, you don't need blockchain for that. Just use an array. It not need everywhere. Please, God, no. Right. I was just throwing it out there. It was just an interesting talking point, right?
We have some
number of kills the weapon has. Yeah,
trauma.
All of that stuff.
What's going on here?
Weapons that level
Sit
up.
down on the couch, close your eyes, and relax. Tell us about your stories.
Yes. So the more people the more bosses. Every time you kill a raid boss with it, it gets stronger. Yes. Ever growing stronger weapons. Only the legendary weapons will get that.
Alive weapons.
Alive weapons. And then, at some point, if your intelligence is high enough, the weapons start talking to you. You can read the weapon. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're going off. We're going off the wall here. Let's bring it back in. Reel it in. We're going to emit a signal to all the clients. What are we going to emit? We're going to emit player tracker data. I mean, we can send the same event back because we haven't necessarily made the listener on the client yet. We created an emit from the Discord client saying, not the Discord, the RPG Maker MZ client saying, send this event called Player Tracker with this data, and then on the server we've made a listener saying, I'm listening for when I hear Player Tracker, and I know that I'm going to receive this data, and then I want to do this stuff, and then I want to emit, and I'll just use Player Tracker again because why not? Player Tracker, send that back, and then we make a listener on the client saying, okay, when we said Player Tracker, but when we hear someone else say Player Tracker, we know we're going to receive yada 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 this data. So we're going to send what data? Well, what data do we need for this plugin, for this common event to run? We're gonna need an X coordinate and a Y coordinate, and somehow we're gonna need the map too. But right now, let's just send X and Y. Okay, so let's go with sending. We're going to pass in X location, Y location. You see, because we received this data, we can then send that data right back out without any interpretation if we don't need to. but we do need to know what map it's on and the character name. So let's go ahead and do character name too. Character name, we'll send that data back out, but except for the account name, we're going to send player tracker emit back to the server, to the client who's listening for it, passing them back the data. So all of the players are sending to the server, and the server is sending it back to all the players. So that way that they can communicate. The client says, I'm over here, my name is this, and then the server's like, this person is here, his name is this, yada, yada, yada. And then all the clients get that data. Char Sprite, Sprite index. In fact, this right here will not work because the server has no idea what game map.event is. I just wrote this down because I wanted to remember and I needed a place to type it really quick. I'm going to be using this code back on the client side when they receive this data from the server. So io.emit player tracker passing in this data. What are we sending? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of data. Let's remove account name, because I don't think it's relevant. We're going to remove account name. But this will throw everything off if we don't also adjust the send. So let's go over to the send of... Freaking, where's it sending that data? Where did I do the send? Did the send somewhere? Was a common event somewhere? Player tracker. Okay, on the player tracker, we have to remove that. We don't need the actual account name. I actually don't want to be sending that data because it's someone's login information, essentially. So we're going to remove account name. We'll just take that out. $5 super chat from Corey Davis. Thank you so much, Corey. Appreciate the money, man. He says, my name will never be on a weapon because I'm the true final boss, but you will never know because of my old penis. He will the name of his weapon is gonna be called the penis thruster.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dagger. It's a dagger. It's just the best dagger. Come on, don't be think dirty. It's just called the overpoweredness dagger. The penis thruster.
Come on, so like not family friendly, right?
There, I got you, fam. Sir Legna says, but Drifty, you could easily build a basic blockchain algorithm without much effort. I don't think so. Probably not. Let's make sure that the number of arguments and parameters match up to what we're expecting. So the player tracker is sending the name of the character, the X, Y, and map data. That's 4. And then the character name is the sprite, and then the character index is the index of that sprite. So 6 points of data are being sent from on the player tracker, sent from the client, the MZ client, to the Socket.io server. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're getting that data. We're doing stuff with that data. We can comment this out, really. We're going to take these two. So this is all the comments. We're trying to get it all work together. Then what we're going to do is send that 6 pieces of data, send those 6 pieces of data back to the clients, because now it's not just one person sending their own data back. It's one person sending their data to the server, and the server is getting everyone's data and sending everyone's data back to everyone else. So we have a communication between clients now, and that's the key part here. So we have to write the listener on the client that says, hey, when we hear player tracker, we need to expect these 6 points of data, and we need to store them so when we do a script call, we have those points of data accessible. $5 super chat from Corey Davis saying, aw, thanks, Kupo. Also, Vino is saying, with $2 super chat, thank you, Vino, Driftwood MMORPG, and the R is the adult rating. So let's go to the client. Let's make a listener. Actually, let's set some globals. I want to access these globals. I don't want to use game variables for it because I might as well just use the plugin to have infinite, really. Use the game stuff for the game stuff. And for the netcode, we handle these right here. So let's do well, we call it though, player event no, event player image. Event player image. We need 6 points of data that we're going to access. So let's make a naming convention here. We're going to call it tracker data. Tracker data char name. Tracker data X location. Tracker data Y location. So tracker data char name equals nothing, because we're going to placeholder this and scope it global. Not track data, but tracker data. So tracker data. Damn it, I keep alt-tabbing when I want to just do this. X location, Y location. X location equals, we'll just say 1, because that'll be an int. Let tracker data Y location equal 1. Let tracker data map equal, it's also a number, we'll say 1. Tracker data char sprite equal, we kind of want to give it a default. Let's just do people 1, like that. Let tracker data, and these aren't constants because we're going to constantly change them, so we need to set them as vars or lets. Char sprite index. We should have 6. Sprite index, we'll just say 0. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of data. 4, 5, 6, looking good, looking good. Now we can scope up. We can go from the listener and send the data to the global thing, because what will happen is if we don't do this, when we try to refer to the tracker data character name, it'll say that is undefined. But if we, inside the listener, assign data to them to the global scale, then when I try to type it inside the game engine and do a script call, it'll find it. So scoping is a big issue with JS when you're first starting to understand how it works. But once you understand scoping, a lot opens up to you. And you'll still encounter errors all the time where you're like, it's not working because of why. It's most likely a scoping issue. And a lot of times, sometimes it's just a syntax error because you missed a parenthesis somewhere. But a lot of the times it's not being defined or data's not being sent properly. Use a lot of console logs to help you with that. Let's make a listener. The client needs a listener. This is a large event. Let's put the listener above it. Run eval game event, and then we'll do a listener. Socket client dot on. So it's saying listen for player tracker, and when you hear it, expect these 6 pieces of data. Char name. We can call these anything we want, actually. We don't have to even use the same names because the data is being sent, and as long as we put it in the same order and give it a name that's something that we'll know what it is, it'll still work. But for the sake of naming convention and posterity and clarity, I'm going to use the same ones, the same names. So let's emit a player tracker passing these points of data, and then we're going to listen for that player tracker on the client and receive these points of data and store them in these variables. So when we get, now we're going to run a function call. So this is going to be a function. We're going to say player tracker, but what we're going to do is go like this, and we're going to encapsulate all the data, because the data is now going to become the parameters of our arrow function that we're going to run. And now we can run a function when we receive that. So now the player tracker listener has become a trigger, and now we can trigger stuff to happen when we hear that event coming from the server. Ooh, do you feel it? Do you feel the codies?
Yeah.
The sweet codies?
Yeah.
All right, so what we want to do is scope up this data so that it doesn't get lost as soon as the listener is done doing its task. Otherwise, we receive this data, boom, it's gone. Nothing happens, the data's lost. If you say, what's char name X location? It's going to say undefined. We don't know what the hell that is. So we made these data points at the top. So what I'm going to do is grab them. Let's get them Get these 6 points. Come on, click them, click them, click them, get them. Boom. We're gonna scroll back down to here where we got our player tracker. Except now we're not gonna use let because we've already decided that we're gonna let them become a point of data that will be changed. So we're not gonna use let anymore. In fact, because these are scoped beyond this arrow function, it'll know what tracker data is. It'll know what tracker data X location is. And in fact, when we change it and this function is done running, it will have changed the global values of them as well. So that's what we'll do. So instead of making this blank, we're going to say tracker data character name is now the data we received from the server, and we're going to put the character name data in there. And for the X location, we'll say X location. For the Y location, we'll say Y location. We'll say map. And here we'll go char sprite. And if we named it properly and everything is stored properly, it should work. Sprite index. Cool. So now, once the well, even immediately, because we're defining it up at the top. If I were to inside the RPG Maker engine go up here and do a script call and reference at any point those variables, I got to remember the exact spelling, capital sensitive and everything of those variables, which I can see from here or there. So we're going to take these two, tracker data X location. We'll copy this one. Who's calling me?
This is an urgent message for the vehicle.
It's urgent, everyone. I have to take this. Oh my God, my car insurance. Oh my God, is this my second warning for it? I'm so tired of these bots calling me every day, bro. Every day. Every day I'll get a call about my vehicle's extended warranty and my second notice on it, and it's all phishing attempts, it's all scams. Don't let them scare you. They're just bots, and they're just most likely they're Indian call centers. Like the majority of them, statistically, the majority of them are in India, but they're all over the world. There's some in China. There's some in the United States. They're all over, but they're just call centers where they just spend bots all day long calling numbers, and they'll spoof numbers, so you can't like block a number. You just gotta. I wish they would do something about it. I really, really wish they would get on that.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Vino gets 1 to 2 a day. Yeah, it's getting worse. That's why I'm saying it used to be once a week.
I forgot to turn my ringer off yesterday, and it woke me up this morning.
This morning we
Yep.
had one. Yeah,
Fabulous. It was great. Good times.
every single day we get that message. They just spam. They really need to do something about it. It's so freaking annoying. Regardless, tracker data X location, tracker data Y location. The vehicle owner. Oh yeah, what vehicle do I own? You have my warranty information, don't you? You should be able to tell me. I don't even talk anymore. But they wait for like a sound. So when you answer your phone now, just go, huh? And then it'll be like, this is an urgent question for the blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
If you don't say anything, they wait. It waits for a little, it waits for a little peak.
I remember my first experience with this type of thing was an email that you'd get from PayPal, quote unquote.
Yeah, sure it
That
was.
said there was a problem with your account. You had to log in and fix your information. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, I logged into PayPal through my browser instead of clicking the link on the email.
Yeah, never click the links.
Because at first I'm like, oh no, there's something wrong with my PayPal. And but I logged in on the browser and there wasn't anything wrong. And I'm like, wait a minute. It looked very legit. It looked very, very legit. They did a good job making it look like PayPal.
Yeah. I have to go tinkle. I'll be right back.
Go tinkle.
Do cool stuff.
I'm doing cool stuff over here. I got this working really nice. Let me see. I'll take a little video and show you guys. It's starting to come together. Play the game. Make it full screen so it's pretty. New game. Start recording. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw this up on default font. And what this is the followers are moving on their own and the player moves on its own. I still have some things I need to work out. A couple wrinkles. But it's looking good right now. Okay. Get the video. Show recordings. I'm gonna hijack Drifty's computer so you guys can see it. Yeah. I gotta hurry up and get it up there before he comes back. Upload. Alright.
And your baby.
Your Discord. There it is. Haha. Make it full screen so it's pretty. Guys, check it out. Here's my follower plugin so far. I'm gonna add more features eventually, but right now it can do balloons and move routes and play animation on the follower. So I'm gonna throw this up on default font. And what this is the followers are moving on the road in all its beautiful glory.
We have a baby, mommy.
We have a baby.
There's a baby in here.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe we have a baby.
Get mama.
Hi, honey bunny.
There we go. All right, I think that's probably good for today. That's a good stream. Let's see. We made some really good progress. We did some really good stuff today.
Yeah.
Of course, there's still a lot more to do. There's still a whole lot more to do to get the player tracker running. I'm gonna have to get the spawn event working inside Vigistella's events move core. You can get this plugin for free. And speaking of Vigistella, they updated their sample project today. So you might want to update your plugins. Speaking of that, I should probably do that. Here we go.
Thank you, Sir Linga. That's really nice of you to say.
You miss any chat here? Here we go.
My big hurdle now is I have to figure out how to turn the features off, because then if you do a move route after that, it like turns the follower features on, and then like say you have a move route for your player and you want the rest of the party to follow along, they just stand there and like the player runs off and does his own thing. So I got to figure out how to turn it off, but other than that, I can just add features and it seems to be working pretty good.
I was hoping the class change core would get an update that lets you take in variables for when you specify like what actor to switch, what class to change your character to. Maybe it does and I'm just not doing it right. It's always a possibility. I always take on that as like I'm not saying it can't, I haven't been able to do it yet because I may be doing it wrong, or it just is unable to. But anyway, I'm gonna update my plugins real quick and then we'll call it a good stream. Do.
Are you talking, so Lenga, are you talking about turning the features off? Yes, I would love help with that. I've tried a few different things and so far they just like, it's weird because some of the features will turn off. They're absolutely off, but then they like sneakily turn back on, or another feature, an odd feature in a different part of it turns back on, which I don't even understand how that's possible. It's very strange. I just want it to be turned off.
Don't have the plugin. Okay. Bugga. Anyway, so what I was doing in here, I got the tracker data X location and the tracker data Y location, and those should not come up as undefined because we scope them globally, and they will be the value of what the player received. But of course, it's not set up perfectly right yet, and it's going to just be sending. I have to specify whos as well to change each event and to update each event. So there's going to be a lot that I have to do to make this work right, and I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. But anyway, game, open folder. Let's go to JS plugins. Let's update those core files. These are free plugins and they're massive and they're awesome, and you guys should definitely get them. When you do put them in like that, you'll have to Control A, right click and refresh to update all of them, apply and OK. Now the game will run properly. And that'll do.
Yeah, Sir Lenga, if I get a chance, I'll check it out. Thank you.
But
Not when I get a chance, not if I get a chance.
yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's live stream. Thank you guys for coming to the live stream. Love you very much. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're about to break 17,000 subs. I think we may have already, but No use celebrating because
did.
it fluctuates. It always goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
I gotta see how many we have right now.
Generally, we get
It's
like
very
200.
actual instant.
We get like 200 every 28 days or so, but it goes up and down.
Oh, it doesn't tell me the updated numbers.
It's gonna be there soon.
Boo.
So yeah, 17,000 is coming soon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, join us on the Discord. Love to have you there. And have a fantastic weekend, everybody. We're going to be gone on Thursday. We have an appointment. We have to be there in the same time we're streaming on Thursday. So we're going to be taking Thursday off next week, but we normally stream Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us on Monday. We'll have more stuff to do. We'll do first impressions. We'll have dev streams, of course. I'm really into this project. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going to be working on it more. So I hope you're okay with that. I'm into it. Hopefully you guys are too. And ask any specific questions you have now in the Discord. Links in the description below. Love you guys very much. And we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You bet, Nowis. Janine G do 17,000 streams in celebration. Thanks for another cool live stream, says Skepsis D. Take care. You too, man, Sir Ligna. Unsure specifically, but I made temporary choice location movement in a plugin. So if you want, you can download that and see how that code works, or I can chat about it when I get home. Vino says, Drifty, mention it to the Visu team. They added variable and self-variable support to several plugins for you. Cool. Maybe in the future that'll be a thing. Or maybe it already is and I'm an idiot and I just haven't done it like in a game variable right or something.
Gosh, sometimes
happens.
there's just so many features on the plugins that it's hard to know what exists.
Mm-hmm.
About time Drifty left. Now we can start the real stream.
By St. Griffin.